Let's see how this guy lands. Ooh, he did good too. He smoked his tires as well. They must know there's a show. Make sure you wave at the people in your plane. Hi guys. Another Delta flight coming in. Beautiful touchdown. Guess we're glad they don't roll those airplanes, huh?
Taking the runway off to your right at the intersection, a P-51 Mustang, the Cadillac of the skies during World War II. Engines on both these airplanes, a big difference. The P-51 is a V12 liquid-cooled engine. The B-25 is two 2,600 cubic inch radials of 14 cylinders each, and they're air-cooled. So just listen to this and watch. I'll shut the heck up. Coming up next, the original Panchito served with the 396 Bomb Squadron and 41st Bomb Squadron, 7th Air Force. Larry Kelly of Rag Wings and Radios in an airplane that is its namesake. This is a J model B-25. He'll be the first one making passes. Was made too late to see action during World War II and instead was used for various duties by the then new U.S. Air Force Training Command from 1948 to 54. The following year it was converted to a TB-25N and started service with various Air National Guard units as a trainer till its retirement in 58. A civilian bought it in 59. It was first a firebomber, then a mosquito sprayer in Florida. In 1986, it was meticulously restored to original World War condition by a highly respected warplane rebuilder Tom Riley in Kissimmee, Florida. In 1942, when Jimmy Doolittle and 16 of these B-25s attacked Japan at a time that he thought they couldn't be attacked. So I want you to listen to the sound and the power of 3,400 horsepower, and believe it, it's the sound of freedom. Now then, as Panchito makes its turn back to show center, the crew's getting set, that is, to show you the business side of the Mitchell bomber. If you've got a camera, be prepared to zoom on the open bomb bay. They've stopped by and visited Panchito as it tours the country. Here comes the pass. Watch for the open bomb bays on the bottom of the airplane. The B-25 is widely used for low-level dive bombing, especially against Japanese naval targets. Watch as Panchito simulates a dive bombing attack on a Japanese warship. The attacking B-25 would be strafing the ship as it approached, then would drop a 500 or even 1,000-pound bomb on the ship as it passed over. Back next for a low-level bombing run. And again, watch for the doors to open as she nears show center. The original design of the B-25 was for a medium-altitude level bomber. But as we will describe in a minute, crews in the field modified the aircraft into a much more potent weapon. The crew today, by the way, Larry Kelly is the pilot from Mardella Springs in Maryland. Paul Newer from Hurlock, Maryland is co-pilot. And the chief safety observer is John Murphy from Kent Island in Maryland. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, this time left to right, the beautiful B-25 Panchito.
I wonder how many hours it takes to polish that.
Oh boy, that's a big job.
Yeah.
It doesn't take hours, it takes weeks. Imagine 4 B-25s approaching a Japanese airfield at treetop height at 335 miles an hour and 48 50 caliber machine guns blazing parafrag bombs raining from the bomb bay as the formation passed overhead. P-51 Mustang in formation, ladies and gentlemen, from your left to your right. Watch it. How do you like that?
Hey, you know, if you missed that with your photo, with your camera, you could get go get your order your DVD for the video from the air show at one of the merchandise tents.
Who proposed adding this Merlin V-12 with a 2-stage supercharger. That resulted in a fighter that was the first to have the range to accompany Allied bombers all the way to Germany and escort them back. Of course, P-51 served in many other theaters of the war during World War II as well. It has a low-drag laminar flow wing, contributing to agility and long-range capability. And the bubble canopy on the definitive D model, which this is, was cut down in the rear fuselage as well, which gave the pilot a previously unknown field of vision, which is very important in a dogfight. During World War II, 281 Mustang pilots became aces, shooting down 5 or more enemy planes. And Mustang pilot Ben Gruen, in fact, shot down 2 ME-262 jets in October of '44. The original cost of the P-51, military contract cost back in World War II, was $54,000. Today, if you want to buy one like this, you better be prepared to shell out $3 million or more. They cost over $3,000 an hour to operate. And a typical engine overhaul, which you have to have done about every 600 hours, is going to cost you somewhere around 100 grand.
There's nothing sweeter than that Merlin engine.
This engine, by the way, kicks out around 1,500 horsepower out of those 12 cylinders. That gives the airplane a maximum speed of over 437 miles an hour. Right along with it, remember, keep the camera moving when you push that button. Here's the P-51 Mustang. We've seen many of these Mustangs with flashy markings of the type that were used during World War II. Andrew has kept this one in exactly the condition they would have been in as they came from the factory. Mustang supplied to the military had an 85-gallon fuel tank right behind the pilot's seat. In airshow flying, they don't need all that gas, so today many of them do not have that tank anymore. And there is, in fact, a seat back there. No controls, but a seat. And you can actually ride in that seat. Both Nancy and I will tell you that short of setting your hair on fire, there is nothing more fun than being in that seat while the P-51 is flying. And here he comes once again, Andrew McKenna on the P-51, and he's smoking right along his time. I should also tell you that during World War II, the United States alone made over 300,000 warplanes. A couple of our T-28s getting airborne. As I said, 300,000 warplanes made by the United States alone during World War II. Where'd they all go? I'm sure a lot of you, if you're airplane fans of any caliber, remember seeing pictures of the desert out in the west with a whole bunch of bombers and other airplanes. Way down in there. Ooh, baby, we smoking right down through here.
That sure looks like fun.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's our Warbird segment, at least for that part of it. How about a nice round of applause for the B-25 Panchito and for Andrew McKenna, the P-51.
And it looks like they have Panchito back in his parking spot, so if you'd actually like to go talk to the pilot, co-pilot, check out their little tent there.
In our military, it's in their honor this flight of T-28s is being shown to you today. Their initial pass, the Banana Pass, a signature pass used by the group. The T-28 Heritage Flight. Repositions to the fingertip right. Tell you a little bit about the aircraft you're watching. The North American Aviation T-28, known as the Trojan, is the highest horsepower piston engine trainer aircraft ever used by the military. It's also the last one. The prototype, developed in 1949, the Air Force started using the T-28A as an advanced trainer in 1950. The Air Force model is essentially the same airframe you see here today, but it was powered by a much smaller R1300 radial engine, an engine developing 800 horsepower. Now, that sounds like a tremendous amount of power, but it was not as strong a performer as the Navy wanted. They needed an airplane that would give similar flight characteristics to the jets coming into the fleet. The T-28 offered the same characteristics, but didn't have the power. To meet the need, the Navy settled on the Wright 1820, a design that powered such aircraft as the famous B-17, and put out 1,425 horsepower. And yes, it is a 1930s design engine. The same one powering these T-28s today. Watch to your left. The flight has changed to fingertip right formation. Hold up your fingers. Look at how they're spaced. The fingertips. That's exactly what this formation replicates. The Navy bought over 700 of the large engine T-28 aircraft, Some of them known as B models, used as trainers for aerial weaponry, instrument, aerobatic, and formation training. Then there was a C model equipped with the famous tail hook that everybody's familiar with, a hook used to stop the aircraft aboard an aircraft carrier. As the flight gets ready for a solar straight pass, let me tell you about the pilots flying today. All the planes you see are privately owned and flown by owners that work hard to keep the old military traditions alive. The men and women that own these aircraft spend a lot of their time and their money making sure the aircraft can be seen by all of you. All the pilots and owners feel very privileged to be able to keep history alive. Believe me, they enjoy flying these old aircraft for you more than you like watching them. As for the pilots flying today, they come from 4 states along the East Coast. All of them are patched. They have the training and check rides to fly in close formation at an air show like this. A pilot can't do it without that patch. I'll add that only one of the pilots flying today is a full-time pilot. The others have businesses that allow them to combine their passions. He's owned his blue and white TV North Carolina. The newest member of the group is on his T-28. He also is never non-matter flying, so ladies look kind of neat for here. Flying number 3 is Dipstick Lorenz of Farmingdale, New York. He flies an Air Force Scheme T-28. Has been a pilot in that airplane since '98. Number 4, the only pilot with a prior military career flying today, Jerry Kirby, known as Jive. He was a fighter pilot with the U.S. Air Force for 23 years. Group, thanks for your attendance here at Lehigh Valley Air Show today. Markings on these airplanes. Again, let me be clear about this. They don't own any, except in museums. That's about what I'm getting at. Thank you for your service. Ladies and gentlemen, the T-28 Heritage Flight. No kidding, where are they?
They walked away.
They left because they knew I was
I want to
there.
wish them a happy anniversary.
Absolutely. And everybody whose anniversary or birthday or whatever the heck is today. What a great way to celebrate it.
Turn to your right and keep walking. It doesn't look like the lines are quite as long. A little bit down the line, there are tons of places to pick out something to eat. You don't have to stand in a long line.
And they're just $5. So if you're getting a little tired of standing around without a chair, and you want a seat right on the front lines, we got them for you right over here. Still a few left in there. Not many, but a few.
When it gets to the bottom, you gotta snap it up a little better.
Looks like we have to take care of a little airline business.